Oh, hi. How's it going? What's up, guys? Stupid. I wanted to show you my home setup. So, welcome to my home lab, my home office. As a coffee professional, I wanted to have a machine, unfortunately, that was commercial approved. And so I had to get a mini Linny because I knew that if I had a personal machine at home that didn't perform like I expect my clients' commercial machines to perform, there would be issues and I would be unhappy. So, I love this machine. It's a great home machine. So any La Marzocco brand is always pretty clutch for me. The Malconic home grinder, I keep forgetting the trim model number, but I love it so far. I've had really good success. It's fairly easy to program. It's not the most intuitive when you're programming the timer, and there's a little like it's got. I don't read manuals, so I'm still I'm still figuring it out. But it's easy to calibrate. Like it's very easy to change the grind on. It's here on the side. I probably will do a separate video at one point though, because I do know that where they've the position the blades are in are a little further apart than I'd like their finest to be. So I'm gonna have to take that's a Malconic thing. I'm gonna have to take this apart to clean it at some point. So I'll do a video on that. I'll probably know how to program it too by then, and I can show you how to program the timing. Timing mechanisms are just timers though, so you still have to weigh what comes out to verify that it's the correct amount. And even in a lot of coffee shops, they're still taking this extra step. And yes, if you want quality and consistency, you gotta do these things like every time. So I have a scale for my portafilter to verify what comes out of my grinder because I don't have a grind by weight grinder because I don't have $4,000 for a grinder. Bar towel that's wet, wrung out dry, maybe sanitizer solution. I'm not on a dirty bar in a messy cafe right now where it's crazy. So I like to put some sort of a very easy cleaning solvent on these. In a commercial setting, usually I take the sanitizing sink liquid, the water with the sanitizer in it in like a 3 or 4 compartment sink, and I'll get this wet and wring it out dry so it's not drippy. So it actually has some sort of sanitizing and cleaning like properties and purposes, and it's not just a wet, stinky, icky towel. I have 2 Akai scales. The small one, this is the most popular, and I look forward to going to Expo this year because I think there are a couple of competitors now. It's an expensive scale for the size, and it does do a lot of cool functionality things. I have it on the mode right now where it will start to register time as soon as weight drops into it. And even if it takes 3, 4, 10 seconds for the coffee to drop in, it will calculate on the back side of that the appropriate and what the real time of the shot was, because it will take the average of the grams per second or how, I don't know. There's like an algorithm, but it will calculate the appropriate actual time of the shot once you have shut the shot off, and it will still continue to go for a couple more seconds. That's because it's doing math. And I'm glad because I can't do it. My steam wand, always clean. I like to keep a steam wand over the drip tray so that if there's any leaking going on, it's not leaking onto my counter. I also, depending on where you work or if you're in your home, you might keep this is a specific towel with a specific purpose. It's got milk on it or something like chocolate or whatever. For the record, it is okay to use powders and sauces and syrups and things like that in your milk. I like it better to create flavored beverages that way, personally, with like hot beverages, especially because it makes the whole drink a lot more balanced and more well integrated rather than like sauce first in the cup or the under drizzle or whatever it is. All of that to say, if you are properly cleaning your steam wand on a regular basis with chemical solution, an enzyme solution, I should say enzyme, not chemical, but whatever, and you're doing it properly, there's nothing wrong with that. There's sugar and solids and milks, and these, especially these milk alternatives, they have these coagulants and thickening agents, all of these things. So you can't tell me that those things aren't bad for your steam wand, but sugar and powder is. Clean it correctly and it's not an issue, okay? Now, here's the deal. If you disagree with me, I want to know, and I want you to comment on this video, please, because I want to hear the counter argument to that. Because I haven't so far gotten one over the years that's like, that I've really bought. And I love bartending tools. I love color-coded microfiber towels because they don't like the terry towels. They leave like fuzzy stuff everywhere. My shout outs on this one. Amazon, not really. I bought the Knockbox, was like an Amazon purchase. It's got the built-in, you can't really see it over here, but it has the built-in removable Knockbox. I can put my distribution tool here, my tamp, old school Reg Barber with the wood hand. I love this stupid thing so much. Sentimental value probably. A little place you can put your portafilter if you want to put it there while you do your tamping and distribution. I kind of like that because it's a stable surface too, or you can tamp on the edge of the counter. Note that La Marzocco portafilters are designed to be tamped on the edge of the counter. I noticed lately they've been producing two different styles, or I don't know if they're moving into a new style of portafilter, but they have changed just a little bit. So traditionally it's held on by a gasket there, and they're kind of a mess because if the gasket gets messed with, it's usually hot, it's rubber, and then it usually tears, and you almost can never get it really back on the right way to seat it on. The real solution is the threaded ones, but then they don't always sit in the right position when they're threaded. I don't know what's going on there. I guess we'll figure it out later. So the portafilter always stays on the group head to keep it hot. Thermal stability is super important. That's what you paid extra money for with this fancy ass machine. So like, keep your portafilter clean and hot. You should be removing it and rinsing it, purge, or whatever. And this machine's a little louder of a machine too because the pump is built into the machine, so it's got a lot of stuff underneath the hood here. And generally with La Marzocco's and a lot of machines, the pump is external, so you don't hear that loud, pump sound. Shout out to Fellow. I've got your shot glasses here. Kettle's over there. Shout out to Loveramics. The blush. Oh, everything is sweeter in pink. Shout out probably to Espresso Parts for all the parts and the things and the random things, the filters you can't see there in the cabinet and all this stuff. Let's see here. Rattleware and Slow Pour. Oh, can't forget Slow Pour, man. I have this, and I have like the hot pink one that's just a little more squatty than this. These are so fun and they're so pretty. I love them so much. I'm so grateful that our coffee community is trying to make our coffee world easier, more accessible, and more fun and more playful. Because it's just coffee, right? Like, at the end of the day, it is really just coffee. So, anyways, some of it's really bad and some of it's really good, but it is just coffee. So.